What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I got another crazy story for y'all, and it involves this dude here. We ain't gonna do no talking in the beginning because this thing right here is a repetitive pattern of crazy behavior a grown man should not have, period. See this guy here? This is Steven Simmons. 31 years old, from Dearborn, Michigan. Shout out Dearborn, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy was caught doing lewd acts in, looked like they said a Target parking lot, and also inside the store. He's charged with multiple things, caught doing inappropriate things in the parking lot and in the store. I got his charges up here. And they charged him with, where's it at? I'm so unprepared right here. Here it is. Okay, he's charged with indecent exposure, aggravated indecent exposure, child sexually abusive material, using a computer to commit a crime. And yeah, and that's it. But listen, let me show you this video real quick. I'm all over the place. And we'll come back and talk about this. Check it out.
But we begin tonight with police searching for more possible victims after a man was arrested for allegedly committing lewd acts against women at a Target store in Dearborn. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 Action News at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. 31-year-old Steven Simmons has been charged with child sexually abusive material, using a computer to commit a crime, aggravated indecent exposure, and indecent exposure. Police say Simmons was caught doing inappropriate things in the store's parking lot and followed women around the store, assaulting them and recording it.
7 Action News reporter Whitney Burney is in Dearborn with more on the call for action coming from law enforcement.
Dearborn police say they believe 31-year-old Steven Simmons had been committing lewd acts here at the Dearborn Target on Ford Road since December. They're now sharing his photo in hopes of finding additional victims. Police say they were first alerted about Simmons on February 11th when a Target shopper caught him in the store's parking lot inside a white Jeep Wrangler committing lewd acts. Police say they stopped him as he exited the parking lot that day, and after a search of the 31-year-old's phone, investigators found numerous videos Simmons had allegedly taken following women through the aisles of the store while committing lewd acts. Some of those videos dating back as far as December 2023.
You would think something like that would be caught right away. You know, it's not something that would linger around.
Crazy, first of all, and man, I just couldn't imagine with these kids being out here and this man out here just doing what he doing in a store and Targets, and that store is not that big.
Information upsetting for shoppers.
I come to this Target every day. I go before work, and it's really unfortunate that somebody would do something like that and violate someone.
Especially those that are in the very demographic that Simmons targeted.
It's scary out here. It's dangerous. I mean, you have to always look ahead of you, behind you, and around you. And just stay on point. You just really have to be on point.
Simmons is now charged with child sexually abusive material, using a computer to commit a crime, aggravated indecent exposure, and indecent exposure. He's due back in court later this month. Tonight, we're showing his mugshot as police search for any additional victims he may have gone after.
Everybody thinks it happens in other neighborhoods. You don't realize like things like that happen in your own neighborhood.
He really deserve a lot of time. He don't need to be back out here.
It's good that the police have caught that person, and hopefully that he's an example. And so anybody that's thinking about doing something like that, that would deter them from doing it.
If you or someone you know may have witnessed or been a victim to Simmons, you're asked to reach out to the Dearborn Police Department. Reporting here from Dearborn, Whitney Burney, 7 Action News.
Y'all see that mess? You cannot tell me that these people have shame in their hearts. They don't. This guy can get busted 100 times and still do the same thing. Same thing with other stories I did. These guys have an impulsive desire to do this. And a lot of times they want to be seen by the person they're doing this to. And that's the part that blows my mind. No shame. Don't care what the parents think. Don't care what anybody thinks. They just have to risk it, risk everything to get caught. Don't care. You cannot tell me also that the rise of a lot of PORN, the voyeuristic kind, is not, and that scenario type of PORN is not making these guys want to live out fantasies that they see through their phones, on laptops, on desktops. People are consumed with a lot of filth out here. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody got freaking. But that right there that's not even freaking, that's creep stuff. You know what I'm saying? What you do in the bedroom with you and whoever you with, that's your business. But when you start coming out here and you start going and doing stuff to people that are just minding their business, doing their day-to-day thing, you don't know if these people got worries or anything, and here you come in the car creeping on people. What he was doing, guys, if you look through the up here, if you look through what was said with his charges, typical thing like videos I did before. He'd be in a car playing with himself, looking at women. Then he would go in stores. I guess if he saw the one he liked and he wanted to get another peek at her, he would go in there and have himself exposed somewhat, and he would play with himself while he's looking at her and record himself and her behind, I guess, or her just from a distance while he's playing with himself. That's why you get the abusive material and using a computer to commit a crime. He had videos on there of the crimes he was doing. Indecent exposure, he already had his genitals out. Aggravated indecent exposure, because they said he was assaulting the women. Sometimes you don't have to touch somebody to assault them. It was just indecent exposure, and he just made himself look stupid. But either way, this shouldn't even happen. This man is 31 years old, guys, 31 years old. What if he's somebody's dad? That's messed up, because the way he looked, Lord have mercy, who would label him? There are people out here that are involuntarily celibate. They call them incels. There are people that play games and not socially, they're socially awkward and don't know how to approach women. And I think stuff like this is a part of that type of person. You know, this guy right here, you know, I don't know him or anything, but it makes me think, for somebody to just stare at somebody like that, maybe he wasn't lucky with women. Seriously, he just don't have no game where, you know, he can approach a woman and be himself and see if he could, you know, shoot his shot. Either way, this guy right here is a pig. And you heard the people in there when they was telling you what he did and stuff. Did you see their face? Did you see the guy face with the Indianapolis Colts gear on? He was like, man, come on, man. See the reaction of a man? Like, man, come on, man. Like, I can't believe, who does that? Did you see the women's faces? Oh my God. Nowadays, going to the store, you don't know if somebody's looking at you, pleasing themselves. And it's like you're a target anywhere you go. And I'm telling you, in about 10 to 15 years, it's going to be like that with men. You're starting to see it. Freak stuff. If you got genitalia, whether it's male or female, you're going to be a victim. Ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it. Watch. If they don't get a hold of this right now, it's going to be nothing to see some guy just put his hands in his pants and just stare at you like an inmate in jail when a female guard walk by. And they'll just say, oh, just ignore him. Hell no. They need to nip this stuff in the bud right now and just start getting some of these people out of here. You can't fix that. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Heard the lady, oh, hopefully they'll put him in jail and use him as an example. Example for who? This type of person don't watch the news. They watch porn. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.